Welcome back to another Gunfire Reborn Reincarnation 10 guide video. Today I'll be showcasing a build I've found using this season's gimmick Dices, and that is the Cang Jue tank build. The idea behind this build is to gain as much health as possible and then abuse one of the available dices, called Blood Valor, to gain thousands of percentage bonus damage during a run. It is completely overpowered and very consistent. It doesn't rely much on RNG to get going or to function. If you're struggling with the new hero Cang Jue, then this build will probably help you beat any difficulty. I will also be showcasing what I believe to be the single strongest dice available this season, and even share an exploit I discovered with that dice that allows you to obtain every single scroll in the game during a run, if you're patient enough. And that dice, let's see if you can find it here, it is under a general dice. Where are you? It is Arcane Box. Arcane Box, for the uninitiated, gives you a small chance to have enemies drop curiosity boxes. This dice is amazing, it's overpowered, and it's not even the main build that I'll be showcasing today. But I'll be showcasing it alongside this build because it just fits in so perfectly with making the most overpowered setup I could possibly imagine during this season with the dices that we have. The other dice I mentioned, Blood Valor, it simply increases damage dealt for the more HP you have. And because we're playing Cang Jue, who gains hundreds of extra HP, we'll be sitting on very large damage bonuses. And that's the idea behind this build. It doesn't rely on any random weapons other than the Phoenix Roar, which is Cang Jue's best weapon. And well, some Gemini, and you're good to go. And without further ado, I'll be running with Mysterious Jokel and Lone Wolf 4 with no extra blessing, just for the extra added challenge, as I always do. Now let's get started. As with most of my other Reincarnation 10 guide videos, I'll also be showcasing general advice and tips, and especially in this video I'll be talking quite a lot about Cang Jue, the new hero we got, who I believe is the strongest hero we have in the game right now, and it's not even close. Momo was previously what I believe to be the strongest hero we had, and Cang Jue beats Momo every day of the week in terms of consistency and just straight up how overpowered you can be. And as for blessings, it's no secret that Unrivaled Swiftness is simply the best blessing that Cang Jue has. There's no reason to pick up anything else because it empowers the best aspect of Cang Jue, which is your Morph form, which we'll be playing with the entire run of this video. For starting weapons, because you're going to be playing in Morph form all the time, there's only a few select weapons that actually benefit you. Starfly, Phoenix Roar, Storm Chaser, the Saw melee weapon, actually benefit you as well, even though it doesn't do any damage. And as well as, I forget the Star Ring weapon, like that little mechanism that you can like twirl and increase in size and everything. That one technically allows you to do damage, but the damage on that is so bad anyways that it's barely matters. So starting weapon, I'm just going to pick up the Flowing Light because it gives us extra movement speed. Now, from the Fortune Merchant here, the two dice we really want to be looking out for is Blood Valor and Arcane Box. Unfortunately, neither of those are available from the very start. So instead, we want to focus on the dice that are going to improve our health, which is not... I picked the wrong dice, not Heavy Defense. I picked the wrong one. It's supposed to be Vital Mastery, not Heavy Defense. I've been playing a few other builds where Heavy Defense is the starting dice, so I've instinctively started picking up heavy dice sometimes as well. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have, I suppose. Alright, let's equip all those. I might just... because we're not going to be using Heavy Defense at all, we're not going to be using Shield or Armor in the slightest, I might just pick up one of these other ones. Probably going to pick up Fair Trade here. It increases our secondary skills, which means more healing for us, and it also gives us a fair bit of money whenever we do use it. It's max level as well, so I'll take that. With that, we're set to go. So, for those of you who haven't played with Cang Jue before, or seen my other video, Cang Jue almost extensively wants to play in the morph form, like special ability that I'm currently playing in. There's no reason not to play it, there's no time limit, there's no penalty almost for playing in it. There's one penalty if you want to even count it as a penalty, and that's the fact that you won't be able to use your weapon, most weapons anyway, during morph form. However, there are still some weapons that do apply. Ones I mentioned was Starfly and Phoenix Roar, those are the two main ones, and the passive bonuses from Storm Chaser, those also apply. But beyond that, no weapons will apply other than that. So I just realized my music was a bit too loud there, so I had to lower the volume. I've recorded this 1 or 2 times before, and each of those times I had audio issues, so this is like the 3rd or 4th recording of this. So hopefully I get things right this time. Let's see here then. First blessing, we really want to focus on Mind Fist blessing, and none of these are Mind Fists. Shadowbind, we're never ever going to be using Shadowbind, so that one doesn't matter. Lucky Shot, when Shadowbind, doesn't really care. Spirit Flow, if you're using Starfly, Spirit Flow can be worth it, kinda. It's passive vigor generation, very poor vigor generation, but it's something, I guess. It's the least shitty one of the available choices there, so might as well pick it. Also, I should probably mention, during this run, camera angles and flashing effects are going to be very prevalent, so if you're someone that suffers from photoleptic epilepsy, perhaps sit this one out. I'm just giving you a fair warning here. We got a upgraded Vital Mastery. Very nice. Sitting at 488 health. So the reason we want as much health as possible is simply because of Blood Valor. Dice we'll be picking up later that increases damage based on how much health you have. Just having more health as well for Cang Jue is amazing either way, because it allows you to just tank so much more stuff. I mean, Cang Jue can already tank a lot of stuff even without the seasonal dice we have, but seasonal dice just push up his survivability to hilarious degrees. And in fact, there's a very good argument for wanting negative damage reduction or actual damage vulnerability for this run, because of how Vital Mastery works. You actually gain more health the less resistance you have. You can see that the second part, 0.5 max HP per one negative resistance. So the less damage resistance you have, at least in the negative, the more damage vulnerability, I should say, I suppose. The more health you will have, and more health equals more damage. Which is just lovely. Now, I'm probably going to pick up Star Tempest here. It's a very good starting, like early on thing, and it's going to be something that we really want to get going as early as possible. Cloud Momentum is arguably better and more important, but because we're playing Cang Jue, we have access to Arcane Insight, which allows us to level up any one single Arcane Ascension that we haven't leveled up yet. And because Cloud Momentum is a single level, we will just grab that as soon as we can when we get 6 total Ascensions, which is fantastic. It's another reason why I think Cang Jue is one of the best heroes in the entire game right now, because of how consistent he is. He's incredibly consistent. 80% skill damage? I might just pick this up and swap it to a fair trade. Damage is always nice, so I'm gonna take it. There's an argument to be made for melee mastery as well with this build. Let's see, where is it? You're here, right? Yeah, melee master, which increases your damage dealt, but the amount of damage you deal with it is very small. The more important part of melee mastery, in my opinion, is the damage resistant, which is separate from your damage number down here, your damage resistance. It's a separate counter. So let's say you have the max level of melee master, which decreases damage taken by nearby enemies by 50%. That is going to be separate from your damage resistance down here. So if you have negative damage resistance or vulnerability, you will then sort of offset that vulnerability by quite a large margin if you use melee master, which is something worth mentioning. Alright, let's see what we get. Evil Devouring Sword? Alright, so if we want to start picking up curses then as much as we can. That's a pretty good early pickup, actually, letting us know that we want to pick up any curse we can find. That's a mini-boss. I want to wait with that for just a second. Another tip, if you're playing Cang Jue for the first few times, you always want to dash before you do your heavy slams. You don't want to waste your... Like, you don't want to waste your right click doing... Like, you don't want to waste 30 vigor just doing this weak first punch part of the combo. Like, it's never worth it to do that part. So it's much better to do a dash instead, which doesn't cost any vigor. It just costs a dash. To then do the heavy slam instead. It's way more worth it. Let's see here then. Oh, that's a lot of bombs. Cang Jue may be very, very tanky, but he's not immortal. I've not actually lost a single run from dying from damage with Cang Jue yet, but I've been very close a few times. Alright, keep our health up if possible here. Our vigor generation is very low right now, so I might just stop doing heavy slams and just keep high vigor. Because having vigor and health regeneration is more important than doing heavy slams in my opinion. Staying alive is always more important than dealing damage to enemies. Now, one of the most important blessings we can pick up, or I should say ascensions, sorry, is Mountain Guard. It increases our health both in regular form but also in Rage Morph form, which is fantastic because more health equals more damage. It's why if you can get Veteran early on with this build, you're just going to be completely destroying this game. It's hilarious. Another scroll that is wonderful with this build is Dual Edge. Dual Edge does a few things for you. Number one, it increases your damage dealt, which, you know, that's always good. Secondly, it reduces your damage resistance, which in turn gives you more health from Vital Mastery. And as we know, more health with Blood Valor increases your damage. So, in a sense, Dual Edge double dips in the amount of damage bonuses it gives for each enemy you kill. And it also gives you more health, which is hilarious. Running around with like 3000 HP will never not be funny. Let's activate Swiftness. I think I'm just gonna finish this dash here in a moment. Yeah, there we go. Easy kill. Cang Jue just being very strong at the start, and it doesn't ever let up, especially with this build we're going for. It's never going to become weak. Okay, we got some very good scrolls here. Double Acceleration is a very good pickup for Cang Jue, because it's going to increase the amount of heals that you have available, which is very nice. Or stored. It's not going to increase your sustainability over a long fight, but it's going to allow you to go into fights with more of it stored up, which is pretty nice. However, I think just Rational Consumption just makes more sense. It's a very early pickup, Rational Consumption, which is bad. Generally, you want to get a Rational Consumption later in a run. But since Double Acceleration isn't super duper important for us, I would just say get more damage. There's no reason not to, so we're gonna go for more damage. As for you, let's see here. Magic Watch is an amazing scroll for Cang Jue. Anything that reduces dash cooldown or chance of resetting it or something is fantastic. So Magic Watch, we don't want to give up. Rational Consumption, we just picked it up. It's gonna give us more skill damage, but like I mentioned, that skill damage is gonna go away over time. But it is 80%. Like that is quite a significant bonus, and since most of our damage from Cang Jue is just skill damage, I don't really want to give it up. Evil Devouring Sword also, like I mentioned, it's probably going to be worth it over the long run, especially with Arcane Box, now that I think about it. Arcane Box is going to allow us to get potentially more curses, So I think I'm actually going to be passing on this one. Normally I would just give up one of these two probably, but because the run we're going for, because we're going to get Arcane Box later on, I'm actually going to keep both of these. They are very much worth keeping. Now as for weapons, I mentioned it before, the two weapons you really want to look out for, actually one weapon I should say, because one of them is significantly better than the other, is Phoenix Roar. Phoenix Roar on Cang Jue is amazing, because Cang Jue has probably the highest number of instances of skill damage to proc it as much as possible, and you also charge it insanely fast, just because of the amount of skill damages that you're doing. Now, before we have any damage vulnerabilities, it's still worth it to pick up scrolls like Persistent. We're gonna be losing HP, and having more damage resistance as our HP is reduced is very welcome. So I'm absolutely gonna take Persistent here. We may toss it later down the line if we start getting damage vulnerability and Vital Mastery's health increase, it becomes more valuable. Elemental Weave. We're not going to be weapon swapping at all, and elemental effects aren't that important, so no. No weapon here. Alright, that's fine. I'm actually going to buy... Actually, that's going to reduce our regular consumption. I'll be fine without more secondary skill uses. I'll just tank everything using Vigor. Yeah, you can just tank everything. Longbowmen. Usually I'm very afraid of longbowmen, but not with Cang Jue, not this hero. And yeah, all these strange camera angles, that's just a problem of having to play permanently in third person. It's just how the cookie crumbles. And even without a Phoenix Roar already, we're doing a lot of damage just with the skill damage alone. And this is just the start. Ooh, that's a Starfly. That's gonna be nice. Starfly is the second best weapon for Cang Jue in Morph form, and even then it's not amazing. But it is going to be free damage. It's gonna reduce our movement speed because we're not gonna be using the Flowing Light, but it's still gonna be free damage, so I'm still gonna use it until we can find a Phoenix Roar. Isn't this literally the same blessings we got at the very start? Seriously, game? Alright, I'll take Spirit Flow then, I guess. More levels than that. Alright, let's see that. Red Chests and Phantom Peddler. Let's see what we have here. Given a Cult Scroll? No, I would rather not give a Cult Scroll, thank you. Anything useful here? No, we're just gonna hold on to our dice for now and our energy. Ooh, max level Spirit Shield. If I wasn't playing Cang Jue in this build, I would probably be using that, because that's a pretty nice one. Ooh, Enhanced Brutal Gloves. Very, very good scroll. It's literally just 50% more damage across the board. No reason not to take it. Wonderful. Alright, let's do the vault. It's a mini-boss. Also set the Starfly to auto-activate. Always a good thing. Alright, activate Swiftness. Swiftness is also pretty fun because it increases the amount of bonus health you get from Morph form as well. Which, because we're gonna pick up Blood Valor later on, is just gonna allow us to get even more damage. So it's gonna be a damage increase on top of a damage increase. It's so wonderfully broken. I don't think the developers completely realized how overpowered Blood Valor is for Cang Jue in the long term, but it is wonderfully hilarious. Untold Effort. We don't deal any skill damage with our secondary skill, so this one is actively detrimental. Casual Gunmanship. I mean, it can be nice. More lucky shot chance, or just long shot. It's a melee build, so long shot, it's probably not worth it. I'm just gonna take casual gunmanship here. Start stacking up some lucky shot. It's gonna reduce our weapon damage, but weapon damage isn't the main part of our damage dealing right now anyways, so we'll be fine. Tactical reload. We want to look for a Phoenix Roar, so tactical reload isn't amazing, but it's an okay scroll, so I'm still gonna pick it up here. And nothing else. Wonderful. Still gonna give this one an etch. Reduce reload time. That's okay. We got the modifier damage resistance over there on the right side. Because we have Starfly though, we're going to be dealing both weapon and skill damage, so that one shouldn't be a problem at all. And because we're Cang Jue, we should just be able to face tank this guy. That's how overpowered Cang Jue is, for those who don't know. Like that, I can just face tank that and not take any damage. It is wonderfully overpowered, this. But just, if you're curious how overpowered Cang Jue, just look at my health bar. That's how little damage we actually end up taking from all of this. And yeah, this is the reason why Starfly is nice. It gives us a ranged damage weapon. Just by aiming like this, we don't actually have to fire. But Phoenix Roar would still be preferred, that's for sure. Alright, swiftness, activate. I should be able to burst him down here. Use most of our vigor to just shield. Just face tank him. He can't do anything. Yeah, Cang Jue is pretty overpowered. If you haven't fully discovered how overpowered Cang Jue is, just keep blocking and you'll be doing just fine. Okay, this is a very tough choice. More Star Tempest or Mountain Guard. Getting Star Tempest to level 3 very early on is fantastic. And Star Tempest is the main synergy for the Phoenix Roar once we are able to find it. However, more Mountain Guard right now wouldn't be bad either. It's just more health, so I'm gonna take that. Mountain Guard also gives us more access to our block and healing ability, so it's just a win-win. Right, now that we have defeated the first boss, purple dice are going to be starting to become available to us, or rare dice. So we're going to see here if we can find... Wow, okay. Blood Valor, but it's a very low roll on that. I would rather try and buy one myself and roll for it. Now, priority here. It's very easy to argue if you have damage problems at the start here, Blood Valor is probably the thing you want to pick up. However, our damage right now is very fine. It's very respectable, even without a Phoenix Roar, we're doing just fine. So, the thing we want to pick up immediately is Arcane Box, and we want to get it to Legendary quality, if all possible. That's the thing we really want. Because if we can do that, we can start having enemies drop scrolls and such. Purple quality is okay. It only has a lower chance though is the problem, and having as high of a chance as possible is, surprise surprise, always better. There we go, fantastic. This is going to be such a hard carry because it's going to exponentially give us more power during the run. And I will also be showcasing an exploit regarding this dice right here later on during the run. It's going to be really funny. Now that we have that though, I think we can ditch skill bonus and we can go for a Blood Valor. I'm gonna re-roll that. Blood Valor, re-roll. Purple, yeah, we can keep that for now. I'm gonna see if I can get a higher quality though by buying new dice. We could not. I'm gonna recycle you two. Equip the Blood Valor. And recycle you two as well here. Spirit Shield, we're not gonna be using that. Heavy Defense, not using. Vital Mastery, it's lower level. Fire Mastery, not using that. Fair Trade. No, I'll toss that one as well. Skill Boost, I'll hold on to this one just because. I would like to really get another level of Blood Valor, but I think that should be okay. I think we're just gonna save our energy for now. It gets progressively more expensive to keep buying custom dice. So with all this, we should be fine for now. And let's see, Blood Valor. Blood Valor. plus 239% bonus damage, and we're just getting started with his HP. That's how big of a damage bonus Blood Valor is. It is absurd. Let's see here. What do we have? Painkiller, Craftsman's Inheritor, or Lucky Number. Reroll on 1, 7, or 3. On 6 or 12, obtain an unused dice of higher rare. Max Legendary. Because of how dependent on dice we are, it is very tempting to pick this up, and since we're not doing any elemental damage anyway, Painkiller doesn't really matter for us. Although it would be nice. Because one of the main problems... Okay, so the reason why Painkiller is actually kind of nice for Cang Jue, if you could get any elemental effects going at all, is specifically and only because of white sharks during the third world. I say this because white sharks are the bane of any Cang Jue Morphiform build. They will destroy you. They probably won't kill you, but they will stun lock you so hard to where you can't do anything about it. And if multiple of them spawn, they can just keep stunning you forever, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't attack, you can't heal, you're just screwed. I still haven't died from it yet in a single run, but it is immensely frustrating. Having Painkiller would allow us to gain the mind control bonus effect to counter them. That is a extremely valid use of Painkiller, just to counter those, because of how big of a threat they are. That is the singular reason why I'm considering picking up Painkiller here, and nothing else. Honestly, I'm more worried about the white sharks, and Painkiller could also cause some nice miasma later on if we are able to find an elemental version of Phoenix Roar, so we're going to take Painkiller here, actually. But there's a very easy argument to be made to make your dice more consistent as well. Both are immensely valid. And let's see, vendor, please, do you have a Phoenix Roar? You have another Starfly, which is not what I'm looking for. You know what, we might just take Corrosion Enthusiast. Gaining more damage resistance on top of the damage resistance we already have would be nice. Again, it's only if we start gaining damage vulnerability that we want to toss this. But for now, it's fine. So I'm going to take this. Critical hit, we don't do any crit damage at all, so I'm not going to pick that up. How do you compare? You don't have an elemental effect. Nah. I'm gonna reroll and hope we get a star Phoenix Roar, which we did not. Magic Magazine, I might as well pick this up. There's no harm in picking it up at all. It's just free scroll. Potential sacrifice fodder as well. Yeah, so when we have Swiftness active, how much damage bonus? 389%. Yeah, when I said at the start there, thousands of percentage damage bonus, I wasn't kidding. This Blood Valor is the single reason why, and how much health Cang Jue can get on a very consistent basis. That is the single reason why. And it is glorious. And honestly, in my opinion, a very clear oversight. I wouldn't be surprised if they either hotfix this sometime down the line, even mid-season, or if they just straight up nerf Cang Jue because of how consistent he is right now. Like, Cang Jue is just the best hero. It's very hard to argue otherwise. Like, he has damage. He has probably the highest amount of survivability in the entire game. Like, you can face tank Reincarnation 10 without any scrolls if you wanted to. That's how powerful Cang Jue actually is right now. But enough about that. Let's continue on with the run. I'm actually going to use Swiftness here just to deal with this pack. I mean, you have Swiftness for a reason, might as well use it. And we get an elite, wonderful. Activate that. Yeah, Swiftness does so much damage. Holy crap. I will never get tired of how much damage Swiftness does. Like, I don't understand why they decided to make it do so much damage. Upgrade to enhance. Is there anything we want to upgrade here? Rational consumption could be really nice to actually start giving it a damage bonus to increase it. Because every time you interact with the peddler, it's going to gain a 10% damage bonus, which is very nice. You could also upgrade Corrosion Enthusiast to just gain a permanent 10% damage resistance and 40% more movement speed, even without having to inflict corrosive, which we currently don't do, actually. We don't have a corrosive effect, so another very valid scroll to pick up. However, because we have Painkiller, any elemental effect we do is going to trigger corrosive as well, and it's just going to trigger this one by association. So as soon as we find anything that does even anything elemental related, like a Phoenix Roar or a secondary weapon that we want to Gemini with elemental effects, it's going to trigger. So I think we want to do Rational Consumption here. Alternatively, we could upgrade Scroll Enhancer as well, just to give it more longevity, but I think we want to upgrade Rational Consumption here as early as possible. It's going to be the biggest benefit. Let's pick up the Ascension here, and after that I think we can choose an upgrade to get. Spirit Flow. Oh, this is so awful. I'm tempted just to pick this up to get it out of the way. Or we could pick up Versatile Fighter. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick up Versatile Fighter to take less damage from non-high ground enemies. It's a nice form of damage mitigation, so yeah, we're gonna take it. Now though, Hero, let's see. Yeah, so this was glowing, we have Arcane Insight. We're gonna grab Cloud Momentum. There we go, that's gonna improve our combo a crap ton. It's also gonna increase our movement speed. It's also gonna increase our attack speed and damage. So Cloud Momentum is just the best Ascension if you're doing a Morph Form build. It's fantastic. So being able to get it 100% of your run is super good. Yeah, very fast attacking speed. And a crap ton of vigor generation. I think swiftness could... yeah, swiftness is just gonna end him. Wonderful. And see how long that combo lasts? Yeah, it only faded just then. Flame Shard? Meh. Capacity Overdraft. No. And Foundry Blessing. Oh, Foundry Blessing. Every single run I do, I get Foundry Blessing, and I just don't like it. Even on this build, it's pointless, because we're never gonna go out of Morph Form to use the Foundry anyway, so I'm sure it's wonderful for those people that actually weapon swap. I never do that, so it's just pointless. Capacity Overdraft... So the way Capacity Overdraft works in on Cang Jue specifically, it will damage you if you're out of charges down here. If you don't, I don't think it damages you if you have enough vigor though. But as soon as you run out of vigor and you keep spamming your secondary, you know, the block and heal, the block still applies, but the damage you take is actually countered by how much healing you do. But I think you only heal like 3 or 5% of your HP compared to how much damage you take. So you take like 15% damage and then heal for 20. So it's still a net positive in case you ever run out. But because of how much vigor generation we are going to have, I don't see this as being that big of a detriment. But I can absolutely see the case of this being valuable for some other people. Because we have Painkiller though, I'm just gonna grab Flame Shard. Like, it's whatever. Still on the hunt for that Phoenix Roar though. In the meantime, I'll also be looking out for any shotguns with elemental effects or that just generally interest me. That has potential. swiftness. That is a shotgun. How many pellets do you have? Oh yeah, you only fire 2. I forgot about that. Oh, that's a pistol. No. Recycle you. What dice are you? Weapon recharge. An okay scroll dice for Cang Jue, if you have the Phoenix Roar, but we don't have the Phoenix Roar yet, so you know. Kind of pointless. At least for now. Swiftness. Gain a bunch of combos. And then we're just gonna let him kill him. There we go. Wonderful. Train Chant. No thank you. Strike Wing. Goshak. No. Looking for a shotgun and Phoenix Roar. It's kind of surprising to me how good the Phoenix Roar actually has ended up being for a lot of heroes. It was introduced in the last, like, content update. Not this most recent one, but the one before that. But it's really surprising how good it is for both of the new heroes in this most recent DLC. It's almost like they want more heroes that benefit from, like, skill builds, in that sense. Which I don't complain about, but it does kind of shoehorn you into using only those few select weapons for any build that specifically relies on skill damage. It's a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Alright, just gonna use Swiftness to deal with all those. Swiftness is fantastic for dealing with snipers. Because it hits above you, even if you're not if you're not exactly next to them. Just gonna build a combo here. I want to fit out most of these weaker guys, if all possible. And yeah, if you haven't noticed yet, we're just face tanking all of these guys and the mini boss with no problem. Thanks to our block ability. Like, just press it down every now and then, and you're fine. Oh, it is wonderfully overpowered. I don't see Cang Jue staying in the current form he is for that much longer, if I'm honest. I would only assume that they would nerf him. And, here's a really good scroll. Enduring Caster increases the amount of damage we do, increases skill damage based on how much health we have. And it turns out we have a lot of health. So that's gonna be like 120% bonus damage, which is, you know, fair and balanced. Ooh, Phoenix Roar, finally. Let's just finish off this pack, and then we'll go pick it up. Finally. Right, Phoenix Roar, what do you have? Elemental effect increased chance. The problem is we don't have elemental effects on it. Rate of fire. Hero skill damage during weapon activation. That's a fantastic one for this. Now we just need to find a shotgun of some kind. Set you to auto-activate. And then go find an elemental shotgun or something to Gemini with. We're not gonna do the elemental shear Gemini, surprisingly. We're actually gonna do the Spore Gemini, and it should still inflict status conditions. Yeah, now that we have Phoenix Roar, our damage goes completely bonkers. Because we're doing so many damages, instances of skill damage, every single punch that we hit is triggering the Phoenix Roar. And there we go. Bloodshot. Don't think I have a use for that. Yeah, sure, I'll take one. Speedy Traveler. Very good scroll to get this early on. I'm actually gonna be able to fully activate it, which is wonderful. Probably gonna recycle all these. Yeah. Recycle, recycle, recycle. Do we want to start trying getting Vital Mastery already? No. Purple quality for these are okay. So purple quality for all these three are okay for the time being. Until we defeat the second world boss, then we can truly start investing in getting the highest tier dices. And the first one we obviously want to get highest tier dice is Arcane Box. Because if you can get the red tier quality on this thing, it goes from pretty overpowered to game-breakingly overpowered. Because it doesn't just drop curiosity boxes when you get to max level, it drops enhanced curiosity boxes. So you're gonna be running around with so many enhanced scrolls, it's just hilarious. Max level of Mountain Guard. Yeah, absolutely. More health regen from guard stands, more health, just wonderful. Which means more damage from Blood Valor. Yeah, 294%. Oh, Lord. Let's try and find a shotgun, shall we? Preferably with elemental. That's not the porcupine. Porcupine, the problem with the porcupine is that the base damage on porcupine is so low that it doesn't really matter. Like in terms of the Gemini thing. Like it's we want something like a hell shotgun with elemental bonus. Like that would be really nice. And preferably shock or corrosion. One of those two would be very preferable. Because then we would be able to stack up an immense amount of miasma. But fire would also be acceptable, for sure. I see a peddler. I think it's a phantom. Yeah, that's a phantom peddler. Let's see what he has. Storm Chaser? No, thank you. Energy Sandals? I mean, we do dashes. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna take that because we usually do dash into heavy slam. So this is gonna buff our heavy slam damage by quite a bit. So I think we take that. Jackpot. Ooh. It has corrosion, and it's a shotgun with 11 pellets. It's not the best one ever, so we're going to pick it up for now and give it the Gemini, just that we have something that actually causes elemental effects. That's another neat thing about Cang Jue. As soon as you become tanky enough, movement speed doesn't matter as much. I forgot about this. You actually need to get out of Mofrom and then back in to get past some ceilings. It's really annoying. But yeah, once you get far enough in a Cang Jue build, you don't really need more movement speed. At least usually, anyway. More movement speed is always nice, of course. Like, you can never go wrong with movement speed, but it isn't as important later on in a Cang Jue run. Alright, let's get this elite. Camera angle, please. Yeah, we're doing a lot of damage. And this isn't even like the build fully powered up yet. This is just a halfway point. And we're already doing like this amount of damage. That's how wonderfully overpowered this build is. I love it. Now we just need to find a craftsman for the Gemini. Also, apologies if you can hear, like, incessant clicking during this run, because, well, that's just how Cang Jue plays with this Star Tempest playstyle, where you have to constantly left-click to actually punch stuff. Like, if I could just auto-fire Cang Jue, that would be wonderful, but alas, you can't. Which is kind of sucky. Yeah, we get constant swiftness, which is wonderful. Yeah, so we're casually being attacked by like 4 or 5 elites, and we're just tanking it. No problem. Like, absolutely no sweat. And one more thing. You up there. You! Be gone. There we go. Spirit Bible, let's go. And a curiosity box. Decay driver elemental cube. Wonderful. Final verdict. I think we want to start leveling that. Yes? Yes, please. Another curiosity box. Yeah, so I just want to point out, this one dice, like this dice slot isn't super crucial for us, so we just stuck Arcane Box in it. This dice has already given us 4 scrolls, and 4 pretty damn good ones. We got Flesh to Bones, or Flesh and Bones, which is more health, more health recovery. Even though it's a small health recovery, it's still a health recovery. And yeah, and that effect is just gonna get stronger as the run progresses. Nothing of use for us here. Just keep collecting the energy. And yes, I see the craftsman back there. I'm gonna go to him in a second. Shattering Strike. More damage. Yes, please. It's kind of lacking that, to be honest. Alright. Spore Gemini. I think we're just gonna level up this for the time being. Like this passive effect on its own, plus 30% hero skill damage during weapon skill activation, is really, really good. Because Phoenix Roar is going to be active most of the time, so that's just plus 30% damage from that alone for most of our skill damage, which is the majority of our damage. It does also give us Lucky Shot chance whenever we use our secondary skill, which we do quite a lot. So, you know what? I'll actually keep this one up and start upgrading it. We'll probably keep this one long term. The jackpot actually has a very high base damage, I just noticed. Then again, it's because it's a multiple, so yeah, it has more pellets than usual. That's why its damage is so high. Pretty nice, though. Alright, which boss? Oh, not nice. This is the most awkward boss to deal with as Cang Jue. Wait for good. Magnetic Coil! Finally, we get something that we can actually use to inflict elemental effects. Wonderful. And as you, and let's see how well we can do this. I mean, yeah, it's okay damage. And here comes the miasma. Wonderful. Alright, as soon as he becomes non-invulnerable, we're gonna activate Swiftness and go to town. Yeah, that's more like it. Ah, Swiftness activated at the wrong time there. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah, we need to upgrade Star Tempest because this is just not good enough. Please die. Thank you. Yeah, we kind of desperately need upgrades for that. And look, another curiosity box. Wonderful. Corrosion Shard. Very nice. Goblets. No Tempest, but more Vigor. Yeah, we'll take that. Was that Deadly Curse? Deadly Curse is an active damage loss and loss of health. So Deadly Curse is something you never want to pick up with this build. Oh hey, Magic Watch enhanced. Wonderful. Kind of pointless for us. Now that we have the highest tier dice, legendary quality dice to work with, we can get red quality traits. So that's what we want to start working on. First one, Arcane Box, immediately. Arcane Box, where are you? There you are, Arcane Box. So yeah, we want to spend everything we can to try... Well, that was fast. Wonderful. Alright, Arcane Box is done. Next we want to do Blood Valor. Alright, purple quality. That's a good start. Let me see if I can get it red though. So another thing you may notice is I only have one Blood Valor and one Arcane Box, but 2 Vital Mastery. That's because some dice are equipable more than once. Blood Valor, you can see it says there, equipable 1. Same goes with Arcane Box, you can only equip 1. I would be laughing my ass so hard if they allowed us to equip multiple Arcane Boxes. Like, can you imagine a build with just Arcane Boxes? That would be... that would drop you so many scrolls. By the end, you would just run out. You would not have any scrolls to pick up. But however, Vital Mastery, it says equipable 2. So you can equip 2 Vital Mastery, which is fantastic. I think, do we want to start getting more Vital Mastery? I think we do. Like yellow quality or golden quality for Blood Valor is fine. If we get it red quality though, that would be even better because that's a 50% increase in the amount of damage it gives. You can see there it says it goes from 0.4 to 0.6 for every HP, which is a 50% increase. But for the time being, I'm gonna at least get one or two Vital Mastery. Hopefully they are better quality than that. Reroll you, please get something better. I said please get something better. I will settle for yellow quality. Thank you. Buy one more. There we go. Recycle you two. Alright. Now, what do you do for your 5th and 6th dice? That is a good question. Let's see. What do we do with you? Hold on a minute. Getting some messages here. 1 second. Apologies for the wait. Let's see here. I think we probably just want to get skill damage, to be honest, or skill boost. It's just gonna increase our damage done with the dice, which is wonderful. Well, not dice, with the Cang Jue, just skills in general. Low tier though? That's not nice. But we'll equip it anyway for now. Alright, let's keep going. Next blessing. Okay. Both of these are fantastic. Battle Scarred is just gonna get us so much more damage resistance that we're basically gonna become invincible. Field Proficiency is pretty okay, because it's gonna give us a whole bunch of lucky shot chance to work with. But more importantly, it's gonna decrease the cooldown for our dash. It's gonna improve it by a lot. So both of these are very, very good. But our dash, we already have a thing that reduces has a chance of resetting the cooldown of a dash. And there's a very high likelihood that we'll, with the highest level of Arcane Box, is going to get 1 or 2 more scrolls that actually improve our cooldown with dash even further. So both of these are equally valid in my opinion. But I do want to get for more damage, so I think we're actually going to pick up Field Proficiency here. For most other situations, if you're actually like try-harding and actually trying your best to actually beat a run of Reincarnation 10, Battle Scarred, if you can get it at any point, is so wonderfully good. It gives you passive health regen and it gives you damage resistance, which there's no reason you shouldn't have it. Spirit Surge, what do you do? Secondary skill range? Pfft, we don't do secondary skills here. Well, technically we do, we just don't do any damage with them. See a peddler. See if he has anything good for us. Good and evil. Actually pretty nice. We're gonna grab that. And nothing else. Alright. I think we're just gonna activate Swiftness here, actually. Yeah. Got a whole bunch of Gemini on him. And look at that! Another Curiosity Box up there. Wonderfully fair and balanced. Please die, and thank you. So, I mentioned earlier that there's an exploit you can do with Arcane Box. Well, it's in this very level, or this world, I should say. The enemies, the lantern enemies, you know, the really, really dangerous ones that just like to blow you up and, like, ruin your runs. Yeah, so, because they spawn in infinite amounts, and they count as enemies, Arcane Box has a chance to trigger from them, even the ones that are summoned. So if you can get into a situation where you have multiple summoners, you know, the summoner monks, to go and like summon a whole bunch of them, then you can just keep farming them, because they will drop arcane curiosity boxes from the Arcane Box dice. And you can just farm them forever. There's no penalty, there's no downside. You can just keep farming them and get infinite scrolls. Oh, this game is so easy to break, but I love it. We also got Veteran. Now, normally the enhanced version of Veteran would be kind of bad for this build. However, because we have Flesh and Bones, all of that extra shield we're going to be getting is going to be converted into health anyways. So we're cool with that. We are very cool with that. Also, I'm realizing that Plant Spores doesn't actually trigger the elemental effect of the weapon, or maybe it does, but just because it's such a low chance, it doesn't like doing it often. That's a very real possibility. Because it could just be our magnetic coil that keeps triggering the painkiller effect. Alright, please give us higher level Star Tempest. No, wonderful. Only Shadowbind stuff. I don't care. Sure, I'll grab that, I guess. I'm not even gonna read what it does, because I don't care. Melee Master, though. If it's in red, I'm very happy. If I was watching someone else play this, I would say swap out skill boost for this. And you know what? I'm just gonna do that. It's more safe. More damage resistance. No reason not to. But yeah, we're kind of desperate for another level of Star Tempest if I'm being honest. Kinda need it desperately. And here are the white sharks. And here in a moment you will see why they are such a big problem. Well, unless they're stunned forever, I guess. So with field proficiency we're able to just dash everywhere. It's wonderful. There we go. Nice and easy. Another scroll you really want to be on the lookout for, especially as Cang Jue, anytime really, is whatchamacallit, is priced HP. Priced HP has such just hilarious synergy with Cang Jue because it counts your entire health pool, including your morph health, which means that you can get thousands and thousands of gold every time you swap stage if you have enough health. Especially with the season modifiers, like seasonal dices and everything gaining even more health. Yeah, you can get a lot of health, or a lot of money, I should say. And if you are able to find a scroll that increases damage based on your money in any way, like Rich's Privilege, the one that increases damage based on how much copper you have for your weapon, or Extravagant Consumption, all of those increase your damage in some way when you have money. They're going to be immensely strong if you're able to find priced HP. Reinforced Eggshell, a bad scroll for us, because we don't have that. We don't have any armor at all, or any shield. Fight for Immortality. Because we have flesh and bones, this one actually gives us more health whenever we're hit by something. And because we're playing on Reincarnation 10, most things hits us for a few hundred HP. So this one will actively give us a damage bonus because of Blood Valor whenever we're hit by something. So, yeah, sure, I'll take it. I love it when they double dip like that and just give us more damage. There we go. Wonderful. Bounty magic. Don't think I want you. It's a way to get more money, I guess. So can you stack them? No, you can't. That would have been really funny. But yeah, that's another way to gain even more copper if you really wanted to. As for this build doesn't really care that much about gaining more money. Like, sure, if you can get more money, that doesn't hurt, but it only really starts mattering if you're able to find something like priced HP. Then you really want to find another scroll that you can use, you can abuse with, so to gain even more damage. And this is the section of the game where I talked about, you know, you probably want to avoid this video or something if you have photoleptic epilepsy. And here comes the White Shark Infinite Stun. Please don't. Thank you. Yeah, so you see that? That scroll right there to our right? That was dropped by one of the lanterns. So we're able to just infinitely farm more scrolls. And that's another one. Yeah, so you're able to just farm infinite scrolls from these guys, if you want to. I'm not gonna do that, because I've already done that experiment before, and it just takes forever, but if you want to just absolutely break this game, you can. Using that. Please kill him. Thank you. Curiosity box, special ammo. Oh, that's a curse. That's something we actually want. Enhanced elite assassin. Oh! Enhanced elite assassin. Plus 200% damage. Yeah. Yeah, like, do I need to explain further? No, I don't. I don't need to explain further. Yeah, I don't think I need to convince anyone further that Arcane Box is just the best dice ever. And let's get more HP. Let's try and roll for some Vital Mastery. Come on, give me some better. Come on. Really? I know it's a low chance, but still. Hey, there we go. Let's re-roll you. Oh, game, you're being too kind. There we go. Maxed out Vital Mastery. Now we want to get Blood Valor if we can. Come on, baby. Unfortunate. There we go. Maxed out Blood Valor. So, now that we have maxed out Vital Mastery, maxed out Blood Valor, and maxed out Mountain Guard, we're sitting on 1,592 HP, and the bonus damage from Blood Valor 954%. And that's not to skill damage only, that is to all forms of damage, weapon and skill. Yeah, this game. Once you know what you're doing, you can just so easily break this game. Holy shit. Let's see how quickly we can just delete everything now. Not as fast as I thought it would. Still very fast though. If we could just get improved Star Tempest, that would be nice. Please get over here. Oh, that works too, I guess. Okay, so mind controlling these white sharks was like the best decision I ever made, if I'm being honest. Because it just mind controls them and gets them out of the fight. Like the biggest problem enemy we have, and we can just ignore them. Here we go. Don't tell me your weapons are stuck up there. Well, it's okay, I'm so tall I can just grab them anyways. Let's see what scrolls we get. Devil's Covenant, absolutely not. That reduces our HP, we don't want that. A stable supply? We could. We could. Do I want to though? Or just more luck based on HP missing? Stable supply, just makes more sense. Oh my god, please give me more Tempests! Where are my Tempests? Game, please. I beg of you. Oh, what no Tempest does to a Cang Jue main. It hurts their fingers. Well, at least I can just dash everywhere and keep activating Star Tempest, which is nice. Right, there you are. Elites, get over here. That's one, done, 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 and done. Hello. No. Our current staff is better. It's absolutely better. Speaking of which, more upgrades, please. Mini boss. Like, if we had level 3 Star Tempest, I would just been able to bulldoze everything without even having to awkwardly pause between enemies. Please die. Finish you off with swiftness. There we go. Wonderful. Richest privilege. Wonderful. Probably just gonna grab that. Hold on. Undivided attention is a really good scroll if you have the Phoenix Roar like this, because we're not actually firing it. So that does mean that we do gain just free skill damage if we pick this up, which is very, very nice. But Richest Privileges is really funny. If we're able to find priced HP, and we actually have this, that skill damage is going to go completely bananas. Granted, it is a separate damage thing. Like, all of our own other damage doesn't really interact with it. Like, it's not a damage increase, it's a separate just damage instance. So I think Undivided Attention might just be better here, honestly. Yeah. Undivided Attention it is. 1028, 1%. Holy Christ. Like, that is a... How many... Like, that is a 10 times damage multiplier, essentially. 10 times. For a single dice. See what you got. Enhanced magic magazine? No. Enhanced devouring sword, though. I'll take that. And recycle you. Tactical wield hood has been upgraded. I don't reload, so it doesn't matter. Upgrade a weapon? Sure, why not? So another thing that I should probably note with this build is that the single target damage of this build is kind of mediocre, actually. It's the AoE damage where this build really shines. Against large packs of enemies and just tanking everything. That's why I call it the tank build, because it kind of struggles against bosses sometimes. Sure, you can tank the bosses, but your actual damage against them isn't super duper high compared to some more specialized builds that you may find. But in any AoE encounter, you're just gonna shred everything. I'm gonna hold on to our dices. Melee Master sure is nice, but there's no reason to hello. Actually, nah. I would rather have the damage resistance, I think. Even though we have, like, we have this amount of HP, 1,700, I would still rather have the damage resistance, I think. Let's recycle some stuff out, shall we? It's kind of awkward aiming and recycling weapons in third person like this. Fine, I'll pack it up. Shattering Strike, yes please. No. No. Still no still no more Star Tempests. Oh, Light Shield. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, more Shattering Strike, I guess. Still no Star Tempest. Where my Star Tempest at, man? Come on. Overflow. Problem is, I don't think we have enough secondary skill generation to really make use of it. Sure, it's funny, but it's only weapon damage. Nah, we're not gonna pick either. I'm not gonna pick either of those. Realm of Corrosion, though. I think we will pick that. Wonderful. Alright, let's see how quickly we can just destroy this boss, even with all of its immunity shenanigans. Charge up. Yeah, okay, that's pretty okay. Ah, I was trying to swiftness it. Gain some vigor. Yeah, so the range on our attacks are actually long enough to where we can actually hit them, and even in the water, which is pretty funny to me. And as soon as we get into the next phase here, I'm gonna immediately pop swiftness and then just go to town. There we go. All right. Swiftness. Oh, I thought you were gonna go do the whole attack. There you go. Yeah, that's more like it. Look at that. Another enhanced curiosity box. Rock hard determination. Sure. Energy storage literally doesn't matter to us. I guess I might as well pick it up, because Arcane Box actually increases the amount of damage you do based on how many scrolls you have. So not only does it just give you free scrolls and everything, it also increases the amount of damage you deal. Not by that much compared to other dices and such, but it's still very powerful. Level 2 Star Tempest. Thank you, I've been waiting for that. Just need level 3 now. Alright, we've got the final dice slot. Now, here's the question. Can I grab heavy defense? Does this actually increase our health? Because we have flesh and bones, which converts our shield and armor into health. So I'm gonna try equipping it. Okay, 1,789. Yeah, same amount of numbers. So that one doesn't affect us at all. Okay, that's good to know. Let's see here then. We could just grab more skill boost here, honestly. I'm gonna do that. Plus 120%. Yeah, I'm gonna swap up Melee Master for this, actually. Because I want to see how much damage we can truly get with all this. Come on, baby. Max rank, please. Oh. Oh wait, we got another reroll. We have more energy. Let's see. Let's go gambling! Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. Yeah, we're gonna reset you. So that is still a very chunky and solid amount of skill damage boost. What would be a funny blessing? I can't think of a single blessing that would actually improve our damage that much. Except maybe counter violence. But then again, okay, so the only reason we picked up Painkiller was to deal with the sharks. Since we're now past that, replacing Painkiller is a valid option. But do I want to get counter violence for that? Like, is the crits, random crits, is that going to be better than just having more access to miasma, potentially? And I think just having more access to miasma is going to be better, so I'm actually going to keep Painkiller here. Alright, let's see how quickly we can bulldoze through all this. Wonderfully fast, and we're not even in swiftness yet. Alright, active swiftness, and... yeah, I think our damage is okay. What do you guys think? You guys think it's okay? I think it is okay. And our dash is very, very fast, and there's a chance to reset as well, which is wonderful. Oh, look at that, another curiosity box. Wonderful. Stone Skin, Double Acceleration, and an Ostrich Rider. That's actually kind of bad. Wait, it's the enhanced version. Oh, that's good. That's just free movement speed. No dash penalty. Oh, that is wonderful. Thank you, video game. Again, this game is being too kind to me today. I could complain and say it hasn't given me dual edge or richest privilege or prized HP, but you know what? I'll still take this run. That's for damn sure. Like with how fast we're moving, how much damage we're doing, just everything. Oh, more scrolls. Efficient firepower and ammo belt. Why not? Well, they all melted. Box. More HP, you say? Wonderful. How much damage are we getting from Blood Valor? 1,100... Come on. 1,137. Did I see the vault down here, by the way? I don't think I did, no. Like, I'm at a loss for words at this point. Like, what? How do you commentate this? Seriously, what do you say to this, like, build and everything? Oh no, there's an elite invasion coming. However shall I deal with this? Yeah, it turns out dealing with this is just completely fine. So if you've seen any other Reincarnation 10 videos, you know how strong this actually is in like comparison to other Reincarnation 10 Lone Wolf 4 runs. If we're able to just wipe the floor with elites like that, then yeah. I just want to get max level Star Tempest. That would be so nice. Not having to dash all the time. To build up the combo again, or to build up the attack flurry of attacks. What? Okay, they're already f***ing dead. Wonderful. Blazing Hoop. Hey, we could get all 3 elemental effects. I mean, we don't recover shields, we don't care about shields, and reasonable luck is an actual detriment, so yeah, sure. All 3 elemental hoops. Let's go. Please, Tempest. Final verdict. I'll take it. I'll take it, for sure. Kinda wish we would have gotten Blessing in Disguise at this point, but alas. Triple comeback for free. Hold on, I just noticed how much damage this Jackpot has in comparison to Wild Hunt. Wild Hunt is usually the highest damaging like shotgun in the game, and Jackpot just kind of beats it. What the heck? Is Multiple that strong? Because this is level 4, this is level 10. Alright. Sure. I'm not complaining. Just curious more than anything. Alright, let's do all this. UFO! Can I please punch you to death? Yes, I can. That's wonderful. I'm going to punch you to death. There's nothing you can do about it. Well, you can die, but, you know, that's my goal anyway, so... And dead. Who said elites were difficult on Reincarnation 10? I mean, I have, several times. But not these ones, that's for sure. Oh, look at that, another mini-vault, or mini-boss vault. Yeah, so level 2 Star Tempest was a really needed upgrade, but level 3 would make this even better if I'm being honest. An unrivaled Swift is just doing so much damage. I mean, I should probably just stand still because I gain bonus damage for standing still, so you know. Here we go. Strategic advance, funny. Merciless strike. I think we're gonna take the strategic advance here. Just more speed. And bear with me a moment while I reset the playlist. There we go. Sorry about that. Again, I'm doing this live commentary, so gotta manage to play this in the background as well. I could add in music post-production, but I don't actually have an editing program. That's probably something people have noticed. I do these recordings in one take, and that's it. Because I am a unprofessional YouTuber. Very casual. Like, the recording of these videos is generally when I actually feel like it, when I have the time. Like, time and energy, and as someone who works a 9-to-5 job, it's not every day I actually have that. So, but when I do put aside some time to do it when I feel it's worth it. And in the case of this build is just so spectacularly overpowered that I couldn't not share it with the rest of the world and let them see the glory that is the Cang Jue tank build. AoE damage! So much damage. Yeah, we're sitting on 2,700 health, by the way. And we don't care a single bit that we're taking damage from enemies. Like, normally this would be the time in a run where you just get overwhelmed by absolutely everything. But because we have so much damage mitigation and so much AoE damage to deal, we literally do not care. Get your ass back here, boy! There we go. Oh, copies. Oh, there we go. Heavy slams, my boy. Hitting like a truck. Evil Banishing Talisman. Sure, why not? Curiosity Box. Backup Shield and Fire Enthusiast. Neither which I care for that much, but I'll take it. More cursed scrolls. I mean, sure, I'll take more scrolls for even more cursed. And Arcane Box is currently giving us 125% bonus damage, just from all the scrolls we have. I don't think we can upgrade anything here. Wait, we can upgrade the skill boost, I guess. Let's try to do that. See if we can get a red tier for it. That would be wonderful. Nope. I have 2 rerolls to do as well. Oh, there we go. Wonderful. Stacked out. Vital Mastery, Blood Valor, Arcane Box, Skill Boost. Holy shit. Oh, please give me Star Tempest. Final verdict! I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. Let's see how heavy we can slam this gluttony. On the house, nah. Effective Slit, sure. Deft Hands, Untold Effort, Battle Nature though, that's pretty good. I'll take that. Alright, let's do this. See if we can get our Unrivaled Swiftness up here in a second. Yeah, so despite how much damage we were dealing against elites and such, our single target damage isn't anywhere near as impressive as you can see. But our Blood Valor certainly is. 1,710% bonus damage. I don't think we can out-damage this. Even with the swiftness. No, no. Oh my god, we almost did. What the hell? Okay, so we can actually outdamage it. If we get swiftness, that is. Not quite. Heavy slams. I mean, we're almost able to outdamage the shield. Okay, that actually got us out of morph form. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad, actually. That's the first time I've actually been put out of morph form ever during a run like this with this build. That's how much damage it does? It does over 3,000 damage or something? That is impressive amounts of damage. Like, holy crap. Yeah, I mean, even with the shield up, it did like 1,500. There we go. Oh my lord, that has been the Cang Jue tank build. 2,100 HP. All the scrolls like in the entire game. Not quite, but you know what I mean. So, hopefully that's been fun to watch, and I implore you, go out, try this build, destroy this game, show the developers the folly that introducing something like Blood Valor was a mistake. With all that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you some other time. Take care.